All right, we are back after our convincing 31-7 win over Rutgers to move us to 2-1 in conference play and 5-1 overall. We've got a bye week, and then we play at Indiana. In real life, that's going to be a really tough game. In video game land here, we'll see. They are not doing as well as they are in real life. Let's advance to next week. See how the recruiting is going. We got a right guard, Graham Jones from Iowa City, Iowa. We stole a Hawkeye. 4-star guard. We got Barry Stye, a 4-star cornerback from Miami. We'll take those two, and then we lost out on James Kaufman and Nick Peed. But at least we got our first two commits. Let's take a look at recruiting. Those are our two commits. We're still hoping to get Boodle from Omaha. Raby. He's an Ohio State lean, it looks like. Really, what we want to do is go to recruiting here and make sure. Yeah, so we've already had visits scheduled. We're sending the house for all these guys. We're doing all we can. We can schedule his visit. Miguel Pujade. We'll schedule that for the UCLA game, and I guess pro potential is the safest bet. So let's do that. And schedule his visit yet. To remove the DM player, add send the house, same thing here. Down to 60 hours. Down to 10 hours. Yeah, running low on recruits. Let's remove Peed and Kaufman. Apparently aren't good enough for them. Let's look at the top classes. They've got 8 4-stars. We've got 2 4-stars. Where are we? We're not in the top 40. I have a feeling my recruiting strategy is not doing well, but Ohio State's down there too, so we'll see. 56 right now with our recruiting class. Seem good. All right, let's look at the top stories. Ranked rivals LSU and Ole Miss meet in the highly anticipated top 25 matchup. Number 24 Ole Miss, number 10 LSU. Fearless, the Mountaineers pull off the upset over conference opponent Oklahoma State, 38-35, but Brennan Presley had a good game. Player of the week, Troy wide receiver Devontae Ross, recognized for a big performance in recent win. 13 catches, 327 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's insane. No love lost. Number 15, Florida State, falls to rival number 22, Clemson in Tallahassee. Let's look at the scores from last week. In week 6. So Pittsburgh beat North Carolina by 4. NC State beat Wake Forest by a field goal. NC State ranked number 5 now. That's crazy. Virginia beat up on Boston College by 3 touchdowns. Duke beat Georgia Tech by a touchdown. Miami beat Cal by 10. Louisville beat SMU by 11. Clemson beat Florida State by 10. Syracuse beat UNLV by 17. And Virginia Tech beat Stanford by a touchdown. In the American Conference, UAB beat Tulane. Navy beat Air Force. Army beat Tulsa. Charlotte beat East Carolina. UConn beat Temple. In the Big 12, Central Florida barely beat Florida. Arizona beat Texas Tech by 10. West Virginia beat Oklahoma State by 3. That was the upset that was mentioned. Iowa State beat Baylor. TCU barely beat Houston. And Kansas beat Arizona State. Arizona State now 0-5. Tough year for them. In the Big 10, Indiana beat Northwestern. Ohio State beat Iowa pretty easily. Penn State beat UCLA. Wisconsin beat Purdue beat Wisconsin. Wow. Wisconsin, huge upset loss there. We beat Rutgers. Looks like we're up to number 18 in the polls now. USC beat Minnesota. That did not happen in real life. Michigan beat Washington. That also did not happen in real life. And Oregon beat Michigan State by a touchdown. Conference USA, Sam Houston beat UTEP by a field goal. Kennesaw State beat Jacksonville State pretty easily. For the Independents, UMass beat Northern Illinois by a touchdown, and UConn beat Temple. The MAC, Ball State beat Western Michigan by a field goal. UMass beat Northern Illinois by a touchdown. Toledo beat Miami of Ohio pretty easily, and Akron beat Bowling Green. Mountain West, Navy beat Air Force. We saw that. Boise State beat Utah State. Oregon State beat Colorado State. Syracuse beat UNLV. Nevada beat San Jose State. And Hawaii crushed San Diego State. Pac-12, we saw that Oregon State beat Colorado State. SEC, Central Florida beat Florida by 2. South Carolina beat Ole Miss by 3 in an upset. Georgia beat Auburn pretty easily. Alabama beat Vanderbilt pretty easily. That did not happen in real life. Tennessee beat Arkansas by 2. In real life, Arkansas won that game. And Missouri beat Texas A&M by 10. In real life, Texas A&M spanked Missouri. In the Sun Belt, Troy beat Texas State by a field goal. Appalachian State beat Marshall. Louisiana beat Southern Miss. James and Madison barely beat Louisiana Monroe. South Alabama beat Arkansas State by 2. A lot of close games. Old Dominion beat Coastal Carolina by a touchdown. That's all the scores from last week. Look at the updated top 25. In the media poll, it is now Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Michigan, NC State, Alabama, Miami, Georgia, Utah, LSU, Texas, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Louisville, Arizona, Penn State, Clemson. We move up 5 spots to number 18, Nebraska. Then TCU, Iowa State, Florida State, Washington, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Liberty. The others receiving votes are Wisconsin, Kansas, Central Florida, Auburn, and Missouri. In the coaches poll, it's Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Michigan, Alabama, LSU, Miami, Georgia, Utah, Texas, Oregon, Arizona, Oklahoma State, NC State, Louisville, Penn State, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Central Florida, Clemson, TCU, Florida State, Washington, Kansas, Ole Miss. We are not ranked in the coaches poll. They just do not like us. We are at least getting some votes. Others receiving votes are Cincinnati, Nebraska, Missouri, SMU, and Iowa. Don't have the playoff rankings just yet. I think that's next week. In the conference standings, let's buzz through those. In the ACC, we've got Louisville, Miami, and NC State at 2-0 and Pittsburgh at 1-0. In the American, we've got Rice and UAB at 2-0 with North Texas at 1-0. The Big 12 TCU is at 3-0 and Cincinnati and Iowa State are at 2-0. Big Ten Michigan is at 3-0 with Ohio State and Penn State at 2-0. Conference USA, we've got Liberty and Sam Houston at 2-0 with Florida International, Kennesaw State, and Western Kentucky at 1-0. In the MAC, we've got Ball State at 2-0 with Eastern Michigan, Northern Illinois, Ohio, and Toledo at 1-0. Mountain West, we got Fresno State at 2-0 with Boise State, Hawaii, Nevada at 1-0. Pac-12, we just have one game. SEC, we've got Alabama, Missouri, Oklahoma at 2-0 and LSU at 1-0. And in the Sun Belt East, we've got Appalachian State at 2-0, Georgia Southern, Old Dominion, and James Madison at 1-0. And in the West, we've got Troy at 2-0 with Louisiana at 1-0. Take a look at players of the week from last week, from week 6. Nationally, it was Oregon's Jeffrey Bassa and Troy's Devontae Ross. In the ACC, it was North Carolina's Kaimon Rucker and Syracuse's Zeed Haynes. In the American, it was Tulane's Tyler Grubbs and Charlotte's Dwayne Thomas Jr. The Big 12, it was Iowa State's Will McLaughlin and Kansas's Quentin Skinner. In Big Ten, it was Oregon's Jeffrey Bassa and Northwestern's A.J. Henning. Conference USA, it was UTEP's Oscar Moore and Jacksonville State's Michael Petway. Independence, it was UConn's Ronte Jones and UMass's Anthony Simpson. In the MAC, it was Akron's Shaman Cooper and Toledo's Tucker Gleason. In the Mountain West, it was Air Force's Grant Ewell and Hawaii's Braden Shager. He's had a hell of a year. Pac-12, Oregon State's Isaiah Chisholm and Jermaine Terry II. In the SEC, it was Auburn's Eugene Asante and Florida's Marcus Burke. Sunbelt, it was South Alabama's Ricky Fletcher and Troy's Devontae Ross. Heisman Watch. You would think our running back, would get on there at some point. He's the second leading rusher in the country. But it's Will Howard from Ohio State, Jalen Milroe from Alabama, Isaiah Bond from Texas, Tyler Show from Louisville, and Max Johnson from North Carolina. Looking at the season stats for national leaders. Our guy's about to fall behind with this bye week. So for passing yards, it's Braden Shager from Hawaii, followed by Joey Aguiar from Appalachian State. For touchdowns, Shager, followed by DJU from Florida State. Yards per game, it's Shager, followed by Graham Mertz from Florida. And rating, still that guy with only 8 pass attempts, leading the country in rating. In rushing yards, it's Ollie Gordon II. About 80 yards behind is Dante Dowdell, our guy. And then Donovan Edwards is third. Our guy does have way more carries than everybody else. Yards per carry. No, we won't count that. He's only got 6 carries. For touchdowns, Dowdell's actually leading the country in touchdowns with 13. Donovan Edwards is second with 11. Yards per game, it is Ollie Gordon, followed by our guy, and Donovan Edwards. For receiving yardage, it's Dwayne Thomas Jr. of Charlotte, followed by Sebastian Brown of Kent State. For receptions, it's Jaquie Douglas from Florida State, followed by Dwayne Thomas Jr. Yards per game is Sebastian Brown of Kent State, followed by Dwayne Thomas Jr. Touchdowns, it's Sebastian Brown and Samuel Brown, tied at the top. For tackles, the leading tackler is Caden Fordham from NC State. The leading tackles for loss is J.D. Lampley from East Carolina. Leading in sacks is Jeffrey Bassa. He's up by 5 sacks over the next closest guy from Oregon. Interceptions, it's a tie between C.J. Baskerville and Marcus Allen. It's a great name for football. And the most field goals is a tie between Jared Zirkle and Grady Gross. The longest field goal still belongs to Noah Burnett. Punting, the best average on only 19 punts is Ryan Hansen from JMU. The longest punt of the year is 65 yards by Ryan Hansen. Kick returns, best average on 6 returns is Daniel Nagata. And we've got 2 guys tied for touchdowns. The longest is still the 100-yard kickoff return from Gavin Blackwell of North Carolina. Punt returns, in terms of average, that's just based on 1 return, so we won't count that. We've got 5 guys with a touchdown, and the longest punt return still belongs to Jabari Bates of San Jose State. All right, we are ready to simulate the bye week. Let's see what happens with recruiting and all the other scores. We got locked out from Ray. Oh, he committed to Ohio State. That's unfortunate. Championship contender went up to an A. We are 8th there somehow. All right, let's take a look. Our story is familiar foes. The Indiana and Nebraska meet for a Big Ten conference game in Bloomington. Top stories of the week. We got the Heisman Watch, which players are making their case for the coveted Heisman Trophy. Looks like Will Howard of Ohio State, Tyler Show of Louisville, Isaiah Bond of Texas, Jalen Milroe of Alabama, and Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State. Offensive player of the game, Fearless. The Gamecocks pull off the upset over conference opponent Alabama, 32-24. Player of the week, Ohio State defensive tackle Jason Moore, recognized for a big performance and recent win. 2 sacks, 5 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. No love lost. Number 10, LSU falls to rival number 24, Ole Miss in Baton Rouge. Look at our recruiting. Yeah, Rabe committed to Ohio State. Unfortunate. And Sharif Willie committed to Texas. Making sure we're doing all we can for these guys. Send the house, visit scheduled. Can't schedule a visit with him yet. We can schedule a visit for Javon Longo. Have to do pro potential. The DM player and add, send the house. Send the house. So that we're dipping into the 3 stars now. It's getting rough. DM the player here. All right, we've used our recruiting hours. Not sure my recruiting strategy is working really well. Let's take a look at the scores from last week. So, in the ACC, Georgia Tech beat North Carolina. Louisville beat Virginia. Notre Dame beat Stanford. Wake Forest beat Clemson. NC State beat Syracuse. NC State looking tough. And Cal beat Pittsburgh. The American, Memphis beat South Florida. North Texas beat Florida Atlantic. UAB beat Army. Rice beat Texas San Antonio. In the Big 12, West Virginia beat Iowa State. BYU beat Arizona. Cincinnati beat Central Florida. Utah beat Arizona State, who is now 0-6. Colorado beat Kansas State. Colorado's sitting at 4-2 now. In the Big 10, Northwestern beat Maryland. Purdue beat Illinois. Iowa beat Washington. Minnesota beat UCLA. Ohio State beat up on Oregon. Wisconsin beat Rutgers. Penn State won by a field goal over USC. Conference USA, New Mexico State beat Jacksonville State. Liberty beat Florida International. Western Kentucky beat UTEP. And Louisiana Tech beat Middle Tennessee. For the Independents, Missouri beat up on UMass, and Notre Dame beat Stanford. In the MAC, Ohio beat up on Central Michigan. Ball State beat Kent State. Toledo beat Buffalo. Northern Illinois beat Bowling Green. Miami of Ohio beat Eastern Michigan. And Western Michigan beat Akron. In the Mountain West, New Mexico beat Air Force. UNLV beat Utah State. Colorado State beat San Jose State. Oregon State beat Nevada. Fresno State beat Washington State. San Diego State beat Wyoming. And Boise State beat Hawaii. Pac-12, Oregon State beat Nevada. Fresno State beat Washington State. SEC, Georgia beat Mississippi State by 6. Oklahoma beat Texas in the Red River rivalry. Kentucky beat Vanderbilt. Missouri beat UMass. South Carolina beat Alabama in a big upset. Florida beat Tennessee. Ole Miss beat LSU. It's a lot of upsets. In the Sun Belt, Coastal Carolina beat James Madison. Appalachian State beat Louisiana. Old Dominion beat Georgia State. Texas State beat Arkansas State. Georgia Southern beat Marshall. And Louisiana Monroe beat Southern Miss. Looking at the updated top 25. In the media poll, it's Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, NC State, Michigan, Georgia, Miami, Utah, Louisville, Oklahoma State, Penn State. Moved up 6 spots to number 12, Nebraska. Then LSU, TCU, Ole Miss, Alabama, Florida State, Kentucky, Texas, Wisconsin, Oregon, Liberty, Kansas, Missouri, and Auburn. And those receiving votes, Wake Forest, Cincinnati, SMU, Texas Tech, Iowa State, and West Virginia. In the coaches poll, it is now Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Michigan, Georgia, Miami, Utah, NC State, Louisville, Oklahoma State, Penn State, LSU, Wisconsin, Alabama, Texas, TCU. Are we going to be ranked yet in the coaches poll? Oregon, yeah, there we are. Ole Miss, Florida State, Cincinnati, Kansas, Missouri, and we are now ranked at number 23, Nebraska. Then Iowa and Central Florida. Others receiving votes is SMU, Iowa State, Arizona, Liberty, Auburn, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Washington, and South Carolina. And we still don't have the playoff rankings yet. That'll be next week, I guess. Conference standings. We've got in the ACC, Louisville and NC State at 3-0 with Miami at 2-0. In the American, we've got Rice and UAB at 3-0 with North Texas at 2-0. The Big 12, we've got Cincinnati and TCU at 3-0. The Big 10, we've got Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State at 3-0. Conference USA, we've got Liberty at 3-0 with Sam Houston and Western Kentucky at 2-0 and Kennesaw State at 1-0. Independence, we skip. The MAC, we've got Ball State at 3-0 with Northern Illinois, Ohio, and Toledo at 2-0. Mountain West, we've got Boise State and Fresno State at 2-0 and Colorado State and Nevada at 1-0. There's only one game in the Pac-12 that hasn't been played yet. In the SEC, we've got Oklahoma at 3-0, Missouri at 2-0. Former Big 12 powers taking over the SEC here. Sunbelt East, we've got Appalachian State at 3-0 with Georgia Southern and Old Dominion at 2-0. And in the West, we've got Troy at 2-0. Players of the Week. For National Players of the Week, it was Ohio State's Jason Moore and Cal's Trond Grizzle. In the ACC, Cal swept with Noel Williams and Trond Grizzle. In the American, it was Army's Elo Modozi and North Texas's Chandler Morris. In the Big 12, it was Arizona's Itia Uagalele. I think that's the brother of the Florida State quarterback. I would assume they're related, maybe not though. And Colorado's Travis Hunter, I think that's the first player of the week for Travis Hunter, interestingly enough. Big Ten, it was Ohio State's Jason Moore and Iowa's Caleb Johnson. Conference USA, it was Western Kentucky's Upton Stout and Louisiana Tech's Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. Independence, Notre Dame swept with Christian Gray and Jeremiah Love. The MAC, it was Buffalo's Dyshawn Folsom and Western Michigan's Devon Mortimer. In the Mountain West, it was Air Force's Peyton Zdroik and UNLV's Matthew Sluka. In the Pac-12, Oregon State swept with Taiji Hill and Jeremiah Noga. SEC, Kentucky swept with Jamon Johnson and Diamante Trayanum, something like that. Sunbelt, it was Old Dominion's Amori Morrison and Appalachian State's Joey Aguilar. And that's it for Players of the Week. Heisman Watch we already saw, but we'll take a look. Will Howard from Ohio State leading the way, followed by Isaiah Bond of Texas, Jalen Milroe of Alabama, Tyler Show of Louisville, and Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State. And we'll look at the nationwide leaders. We are going to be not second anymore in rushing yards, unfortunately. I would guess, anyway. All right, so for passing yards, we've got Braden Shager from Hawaii, followed by Joey Aguilar from Appalachian State. For touchdowns, we've got Shager, followed by DJU from Florida State. Yards per game, it's Shager, followed by Graham Mertz. And rating, not counting that because it's still counting the people that have only thrown a couple passes. We are still second for rushing yards. We are about 35 or 34 ahead of Quentin Cooley from Liberty, but there's Dante Dowdell in second place and Ollie Gordon, the second from Oklahoma State, in first. Touchdowns, we are still leading the country, 2 ahead of Donovan Edwards. For receivers, receiving yardage, it's Dwayne Thomas Jr. of Charlotte, followed by Sebastian Brown of Kent State. For receptions, it's Jay-Sean Platt of Florida Atlantic, followed by Noah Rogers from NC State. In receiving touchdowns, Louis Brown IV of San Diego State is leading the country with 4 guys tied in second place. Blocking. Defensive stats for total tackles, Caden Fordham is leading the way from NC State. Tackles for loss is a 4-way tie. Sacks, it's still Jeffrey Bassa up by 6.5 sacks now. He's almost doubling up the next closest guy. Interceptions, there's a tie between Marcus Allen and Jamari Bellamy from Air Force. And kicking the most field goals is Grady Gross from Washington. The longest field goal is still Noah Burnett's. It's from North Carolina. For punting, the best average on only 16 punts is Jeremy Crenshaw from Florida. The longest punt is still the 65-yarder from Ryan Hansen. And kick returns, the best average on 6 returns is Daniel Nagata. And we've got 3 guys with a touchdown now, but the longest is still Gavin Blackwells from North Carolina. Punt returns, best average, that's only on 1 return, so we won't count that. We got 5 guys with a punt return touchdown, and the longest is still Jabari Bates from San Jose State. All right, so we are now ready for our game number 7 on the road at Indiana. We are number 12. They're unranked. This is definitely a game we need to be careful of. Kind of a trap game. In real life, Indiana is going to be undefeated for this game. Nebraska is definitely not going to be ranked 12th. Indiana might be ranked 12th, but we will definitely not be. But we'll see how it goes. Once again, just to remind you, this is a coach mode dynasty, so I select the plays, but after I hike the ball, I let the computer actually execute the plays. The things I do are extra points and kickoffs. For field goals, I will do a super sim and just kind of watch the field goal attempt. All right, here we go. I will not commentate for the most part during the game. I might chime in here and there with a witty comment or 2, of course. All right, here we go. Nebraska at Indiana. Game number 7 for the Big Red.
Welcome to America's heartland, Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers. Memorial Stadium will be jumping in anticipation of what we've got in store today. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Indiana Hoosiers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Huskers will kick it off to get us underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Indiana's offense will start this game off. And when you have a quarterback like this guy, the entire offense feeds off of it, David.
Everybody feeds off of his energy, and the whole playbook's open because you can trust on him. He's dependable, Palmer.
He's also one of those guys, if he gets in a good rhythm, watch out. This dude starts firing strikes.
They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. It's a reverse. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. Looking to pass, it's Rourke. He finds his man. Didn't pick up a lot.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that.
The Hoosiers get enough for the first down.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team, and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
You're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. And the Hoosiers will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. So Nebraska's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away and man coverage by just locking them up in this matchup, David.
Yeah, and it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive back versus a great wide receiver, we got a showdown.
Yeah, let's be honest, David. Most defenses don't have a dude like that at cornerback that could do that in a game like this, but this matchup is unique, and it's going to really determine the outcome of the game.
Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Movement here from the tight end. They go to the ground. Pulled down at the 29 after getting 5.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Back to pass. It's Raiola. Fires to the tight end. Tackled after picking up the first down. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Pushes toward the goal line. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. They're lining up to boot it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Back to throw, it's Rourke. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
Hard work pays off, guys. These offenses work so hard week in, week out, working on those critical down and distances, 3rd downs. And having that conversion this early in the game, that's got to feel good for this offense.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, Dave, if I were allowed to put kind of push passes when I was playing quarterback. I tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. The Hoosiers have it with a 1st and 10. Grab behind the line. It's Williams. Makes the catch and knocked down.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. We've put 1 in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the 2nd. A 3rd down play to open up this quarter. Looking to throw, it's Rourke. He's got his man. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the 1st down. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window. Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
That's what's so great about these QB runs. They just chip away at the defense. And as this game goes on, these little QB runs, they're going to help keep 3rd downs manageable for this offense.
And the Hoosiers will move the sticks.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the air. Touchdown, Hoosiers! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them.
And what did I start for this offense? The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass, this quarterback getting a little bit of confidence, this passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
He'll try to tack on one more. Bangs it through for an extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Purdue is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Purdue, Pete, isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by 7 over Oregon. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He's looking to throw it. Lofts one high and deep. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd down. They go to the draw. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Well, they try to go with draw. They didn't catch the defense blitzing, so it wasn't a great look anyway. But up front, they just got beat regardless. And that back, David, had nowhere to go.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he's got it at the 25. Touchdown, Huskers! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
PAT unit on the field. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they top it off by going up top. 81 yards on the touchdown pass. No shot at a return. It's out in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Horton. And that will go backwards. A negative play, and that defense on high alert that time. Line getting set on second down. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the run. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. To the air, it's Rourke. Blasted as he lets it go. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Hoosiers will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Quickly out to the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. So they're facing third and short from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. They're trying to get to it. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on third down. Fourth down coming up. The Cornhuskers will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Looking to throw, it's Rourke. Finds his tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Laundry down on the field as the pass is incomplete, but let's see what the penalty is. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this third and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. And the Hoosiers are moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
And listen, you get zone coverage and you can hit that curl route and he comes open continually, keep hitting it. This might be a play to come back to.
The Hoosiers come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Horton. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. And here comes the offense on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make the stop.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Looking to the big tight end. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Really nice third down sub defense there at that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
And the kicker delivers the 3-ball to finish off the drive. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Quickly complete. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. A new set of downs after the completion. Going up top on first down. Coming after it. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dropping back. It's Raiola. Snags it over the middle. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can just...
And he can't escape, and down he goes. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. How about this DB turning on the Jets and getting the first sack of the game for this defense?
And that is how you come from the secondary with authority. Come with some speed, some vitriol, some hate. Just get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. Nice job on the secondary, getting to the quarterback.
Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Makes the catch. It's Nair. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. And the Huskers headed quickly to the line. Comes out throwing on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Nair. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. The Huskers are threatening in the red zone. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Nebraska.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
on to attempt the try. And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge.
Indiana, 10.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
And the quarterback knew that counter run play was going to be successful. He did a nice job counting the box before the snap. He knew he had good numbers. He knew he had good angles and blocking. So that is a green-lit play from the get-go. Hand it off or make it.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there in Bloomington. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere. And I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Hoosiers will line up to kick off and start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Quickly complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
The handoff to Johnson. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
After the last run, would you just give it to him again on 3rd down? They'll try to power their way ahead. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting first downs. That running back is one of the biggest reasons. He is a weapon.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
He's brought down near the 16-yard line.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Throws to the tight end. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! And they take it in for 6 more points. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Purdue is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 15 over Oregon. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Caught in the backfield, it's Williams. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receivers somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
It's complete. They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. Got it in the middle. It's McCulley. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. After the missed connection, it's second down. Power football with the run.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The Hoosiers look to do some damage in the red zone. Bully ball on third and short. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
It is good.
Nebraska, 28, Indiana, 13.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute them.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
To the air, it's Raiola. Good timing on the quick out. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
He's up to 90 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And the defense needed that one badly. They're losing in this game. They just gave up a big play, so they finally get the sack, but you feel like they're going to need more than that. They're going to need some turnovers to get back in the...
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers! And the punishment has been extended.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they tack on the extra point. It's 35-13. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished the deal with a 26-yard touchdown pass. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Second down coming up. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. We'll get this quarter going with a second down play. To throw, it's Rourke. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
And man, I tell you what, I just love his instincts. You can tell when the ball's being passed, he sees it and he breaks on the football. That's why he's in the top 10 in interceptions this season. Just such a great feel in the passing game, and you got to be careful when you attack him.
Got his man. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
You see it more and more. Smaller wide receivers, I don't care about their size anymore. I put them in the slot. I let them get a good matchup. They're so quick, people can't get their hands on them. They make plays, and I feed them the football. These are guys that have a lot of catches throughout a season.
Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. And the Hoosiers are marching down the field. Looking to move it through the air. Throwing right. Pulls it in. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Fighting off the defender. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but
and that decision will be questioned for a while. On 1st down, here comes this offense. They'll give it to Johnson. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Now they'll try the right side. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. The back goes in motion. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
Quickly gets back on top of it and prevents a turnover. And the returner goes down. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs. Fires the pass, intercepted. Takes it the other way. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Nebraska! What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. With that score, it looks as if this bunch is about to go 6-1.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
Lining up for the PAT. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Arkansas is currently ahead in this one, but boy, there have to be some nervous moments for the folks in Fayetteville. They have not been able to pull away. They're up by 11 over LSU. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates you'll see in here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
You gotta love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long, everything has gone their way, and here we are early in the fourth quarter, and they are still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
So they'll try to make up some of that ground on second down from the 16. Dropping back, it's Rourke. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
It's caught downfield and eventually taken down, but what about that spin move gives him the first down yardage? The Hoosiers will snap it on 1st and 10.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on a third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting for two touchdowns.
Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Oh, so close to paying off. The tip really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to the air one more time. Pressure coming. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field. You're trailing in the fourth quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where is the matchup that you...
He wants to take the top off. And it's batted away, and the fourth down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. Line gets set, first down.
42 Spider.
The give as they work on that clock. At the 35, he's open. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
Finds a little bit of room, give him a couple down to the 23.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They feed him again. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
They'll put the tight end in motion. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! And the beatdown has ensued. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conservative because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed.
There's nothing to say. This has been an absolute beatdown. Dominated from the start, Jesse, to almost the finish now. They have done nothing right.
Everyone's going to have a real hard look at themselves, I think, this week after watching the film and in practice. And they've just got to take accountability. They have to understand, man for man in this offense, they've got to do a better job next time they're on the field.
Passing game very effective on second down. What about here on third? Looking to throw for it. Getting some heat. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
And the Hoosiers decide to punt it away.
In punt formation to kick it away.
They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring. I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop you.
Looks like the offense will just take a knee. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. After the stumble earlier this year, a lot of people wrote this team off. People might be searching for spots on the bandwagon again now.
Yeah, give this coaching staff a lot of credit too, Reese, because they made a few tweaks and adjustments schematically to their personnel as well, and they've really now seemed to find a nice rhythm.
And it's hard to find that early in the season, but the good teams figure out who they are, what they do well, and you can tell they're starting to get in a groove, figure out who does what well, and maximize that and accentuate that.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
All right, so we get a pretty comfortable win, 49-13 over Indiana. I would pray that the real-life game goes that way, but I don't think it will. We got 3 more first downs than them, but we got a lot more total yards. Ran for 154 compared to their 53. We were 16-21 throwing the ball. They were 25 of 39. We threw for 288. They threw for 229. We were 4 of 6 on third down. They were 6 of 13. They had 1 turnover. We did not turn the ball over. We've been doing really good with that. I think we've only had 1 fumble and no interceptions all year, which I am surprised. We'll see if that holds. Probably not. So total yardage, 476 to 364, and they actually won the time of possession, but we scored pretty quickly sometimes. We had a pick 6, things like that. So their quarterback finished 25 of 39 for 229 with a touchdown and a pick. Dillon finishes 16 of 20 for 288 with 3 touchdowns. Dante Dowdell finishes with 15 carries for 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Emma Johnson rushes 6 times for 31 yards. Their running back had 14 carries for 57 yards. Their leading receiver had 57 yards on 4 catches with 1 touchdown. Whoops. Receiving. Our leading receiver was Nayor, 3 catches, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 different guys got a touchdown today. Here are the blocking stats. Defensively, their leading tackler had 8 tackles. Our leading tackler had 10. That was Marquez Buford Jr. Shavin Wright had the pick 6. Kicking, we didn't attempt a field goal. We were 7-7 on extra points. They were 2 of 2 on field goals with a long of 49, only 1 extra point. Punting, they averaged 49.3. We averaged 36. We had that 1 crappy punt. Kick return, 15 and 12. For them, it was 20.5. They had one that almost, a 38-yard one that almost was a touchdown. Punt returns, they did not have any punt returns. We had 1 for 7. So it was 7-0, then 7-7, and 14-7, then 14-10, 21-10 at halftime, 28-10, 28-13, 35-13, 42-13, 49-13. Pretty dominant victory by my Cornhuskers. So we moved to 6-1 overall, 3-1 in conference. We are in the playoff conversation right now. We're ranked 12th in the media poll anyway. We're lower in the coaches poll. Let's go. We don't have any coach points to spend. So, all right, Cornhuskers moved to 3-1 in Big Ten conference play after a win over Indiana. Our only loss remains that home loss to Illinois, just like real life. Hopefully the real life Cornhuskers can win next Saturday to move to 6-1 and 3-1 in the Big Ten play, just like my video game Huskers. But a solid start, and we'll continue next week. We'll be at Ohio State. Things get real next week when we go on the road to Columbus and play Ohio State. So tune in for that next time.